Hello all, Alison here. Welcome back to Words and Pictures for another Tag Tuesday, or not quite Tag Tuesday. If you missed last week's first episode of the festive December Tag Tuesdays, do go back. I'll link that in the description below and have a look. I'm unpacking my supermarket fruit crate of seasonal creations from across the years. I mean, really, these go back over a decade. And we're getting down to the bottom layers, so I really don't know what's down here. But yeah, last week we looked at loads of different tags. Next week, in the final part of the trilogy, we'll look at a 24-day run-up Advent tags. That will be Christmas Eve, I believe, by then. But these are wintry as well as festive, so however you celebrate the season, I hope you'll find some inspiration here. Anyway, the rest of the box, there are not tag things, as you can see, but I'm fairly sure there are some tags somewhere down towards the bottom. These are made with the pillow box die, great little gift boxes, especially if you're giving gift vouchers or you've got somebody who likes tiny things. Little stocking gifts. This was made with a PaperArtsy masterboard, and then I just cut loads of different ones, and then I grabbed them back from the recipients. These have been used as gift boxes already. The recipient wasn't going to use them, so I grabbed them back to recycle and use again. Little tags and labels, and how simple to create some wrapping. I talked last week about the fact that I have wrapped in craft paper for decades. Just adding little bits of decoration on top. This little chap, I love this. So this ring is the inside of a sellotape. So once your sticky tape is finished, don't throw away the cardboard inner. That's the cardboard inner, crackle paint over the top, rusty wire, one of the beautiful little Tim Holtz resin snowmen that I've painted, and I've given him little bits of sparkly glitter on, a little gathering of cinnamon stick, some berries, and some pine cones on the top. Pine cones just picked up on my walks. A couple of little bottle brush trees in there, and he's standing on another piece of card that I've put, I think that's probably DecoArt Snow Text, snowy, but you could do it with any kind of grit paste and just paint it white. And he'll hang from his rusty wire, either off a fir branch that's in a vase somewhere or off a hook off a bookshelf. Just a really charming little festive gift there. Ooh, which reminds me, I've got some more of these up on display. Before we dig any further into here, let me go and grab those so that you can see some other ideas of the kinds of things you can do with that. Back in a sec. Here we go. So pleased I remembered those. I knew I'd done more with sellotape innards. In fact, these were not just sellotape, these were packing tape. I moved house across Europe not that long ago, four years ago. And so I had rolls and rolls and rolls of packing tape after I'd boxed up all my craft supplies, all my books, all my everything, all my life. Rolls and rolls of packing tape I went through, and so these very wide rings I kept, obviously, covered those in some design paper around the outside, just strips of paper, painted around the inside. In fact, there's some crackle in there as well. And then these are little die cut houses, but you can pick up, again, in a dollar store or a pound store, you can very often pick up little wooden villages, so you get a whole little wooden village for a couple of dollars, and you could easily use that instead. Some tiny bottle brush trees, and then on the tops I've created little vignettes of these little deer, adorable. They are Tim Holtz, and die cuts, of course. There's rusty wire, obviously wrapped both around the tape. You can see you might be able to see the crackle better in that one. There's quite a lot of crackle going around the inside of that, just for extra detail. Snowy spatter, of course. So yeah, rusty wire wrapped around here, kind of figure of 8 to create the final loop to hang it up. And yes, that little trio give me great joy, which is why they are actually out on permanent display on the top shelf of a cupboard, a glass cabinet, so that they don't get dusty all year. That's snowy spatter that's deliberately there. So yeah, more ideas for what you can do with a little leftover sellotape rings, little maybe wooden village houses if you haven't got the die cuts. Yeah, just really they give me great joy. So that's some more festive making to inspire you. These are a couple of pre-cut MDF ATCs. So ATC is 3.5 by 2.5 inches, artist's trading card. And they're a little form of artwork that are deliberately designed to be traded. I've kept these because I like them. They were kind of leftovers from other things. This, I punched 2 little birds. I used them as masks to create this background. So there's a music background and then I inked over the top. And then my 2 little masks also looked delightful. So they got used on another little one. These MDF ATCs pre-made, so this frame is all pre-cut for you. I've added crackle and all of that. Are again from Calico Craft Parts, who I mentioned last time around. I worked on their design team, and these I think were created probably as part of being a design team member way back when. Some simple stamping, created little robin redbreasts of the masked ones here. But yeah, those 2 little ATCs give me great joy. Here's another what's this? MDF tag. Oh, I think she's one of a trio. Yeah, let me see. This is one of my PaperArtsy quote collection stamps, probably from, so either from the winter edition, or it might be from Darkness and Light. Yes, see, here we go. It all comes back to you. Reach for the stars. Lots of stars. I'll have to check what set that those are from. Is there one called Night? Nighttime edition? Night and Day. Night and Day there is. Yes, how could I forget? I'll link below. Yeah, there we go. So that's a trio of, yeah, just made on a jumbo tag. Lots of layers in the background, lots of starry, sparkly stars. I hope you can see them sparkling in the light. Immensity to dream in, and above us the stars. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Reach for the stars and change the world. Good. To find out who said all those things, I'm afraid you're going to need to look at the link that I leave down below. I can't remember. Andre Gide is very often on my stamp sets. That sounds kind of Gide. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think one of these may be Harriet Tubman, you know. I think that's the end of a longer quote. She's certainly on one of my stamp sets. That's real twigs, real pine cones that I've picked up. Little metal embellishments that I've used embossing powders on. There's some sort of doodled writing in the background, and of course the Tim Holtz paper dolls in their Christmas winter formation, all in neutrals. I do love a wintry neutral. So yeah, they're quite large, these jumbo tags. Are they the same as the jumbo tags we looked at last time, which were 4 inches by 8 inches? 10 centimetres by 20 centimetres? Yes, they are. They're the same size. Yeah, quite enjoy those. That's good. There's now tissue paper everywhere as well. So people who've asked how I've stored these, I talked a bit about it last week. What else have we got in the bottom of here? Oh, we really are diving back in time tag-wise. So I mentioned last week the Funky Junkie, Linda Coughlin, who used to run, in the run-up to Christmas, a beautiful festive inspiration challenge. And each week she would offer up an inspiration tag that she'd made with various things, and then you could sort of follow that idea and then bounce off it. Oh, look, here's another of those. So that's the masterboard again. Just cut quite simply to create those pillow box, and there's just something about them that makes me really excited. Actually, that one, yeah, no, that is the right way around. A little tag and some, again, little wooden stars. I like that little shower of wooden stars. That's nice. What else have we got? Yeah, so lots of these are probably from my very first year of following that Linda Coughlin challenge. So we're going way back in time to very early makes with those. This is a bit later. This is a rare card created, I think, when I was on the Country View Crafts design team. That was made for one of their Christmas challenges. That's the birch tree die cut. You've seen me use the stencil to create backgrounds. So that's a background behind it. That's the die cut, just very simply inked with a little bit of pencil detail probably. You've seen me do that. If you haven't seen that Birch's tag backgrounds video, I will link that And yes, little die cut word on there. Must get these out. That's a good nudge to use something that I like a lot. These little handwritten die cut words are really a lovely thing to add to a festive creation. Okay, so a few tags in the bottom here, and these are going to be very early, and they're a little bit faded as well, which is sad, but you know, over time it happens. We're probably going back in time maybe 10 years. That's a wooden Christmas decoration bought in a dollar store kind of fair, and given some crackle glaze and that sort of thing. Some stamping of some trees in the background, or maybe that's design paper. I really don't know anymore. Lay it up, just a little wooden star there. Here's one of those lovely deer. I've given him a little bit of extra inking around the edge. I've added those little dots. Wish, he's saying, 'tis the season, make a wish, believe. And some very simple stamping top and bottom. Early days, but yeah, following Linda's sample. So also, he's a beautiful bird silhouette. He's a Sarah Naumann stamp PaperArtsy designer. This was probably at the point when I was just being a blogger for PaperArtsy as opposed to already designing stamps for them. The Silent Night, Joy, Peace, simple music. That's real music paper in the background that I've torn out of an old book, I think, and I've just inked it. Very simple. Ooh, look at these acetate holly leaves. That was definitely off an idea that Linda shared. I don't think I would have ever thought of cutting my holly leaves out of, it's a kind of vellum-y acetate actually. I don't know if it was a special product, can't remember anymore. Subtle inking of the Harlequin stencil in the background. I mean, but how simple but how effective. Again, just dollar store Christmas decorations that I've pulled apart and used in the crafting. Easily done. Simple die cutting, that's leftover from cutting die cut snowflakes. In fact, that's probably that one, isn't it? That's come out of there, out of that hole, and stuck that down over another background. You can see this is one of my favourite Tim Holtz snow stamping stamps. We've used that in that video I was just talking about. Love these deer die cuts. If you saw last week's episode, you'll have seen how much I love these deer die cuts. But that's just the beginning of winter look coming. The snowflake starting to fall. He's still living in greenery, but he's looking up and he knows winter is on the way on that one. Oh, look, these are done. This is paper clay with little ivy molds. Oh, hello. Okay, that's enchanting. It's got a little dangling bit. Those are little jump rings, just little punched holes so that the sentiment drops off the bottom. It's probably because I made this and then couldn't. Yeah, I sort of remember that whole thought process. I made the tag and I couldn't find anywhere that I was willing to cover up with my sentiment. So I added it on the bottom. These are, I think, paper clay, probably, these ivy leaves, punched with what I think was intended to be a for cake decorating, a cake decorating mould. And yeah, there's some embossed resist in the background over that music. There's all sorts of things going on in there. It's quite exciting. But yeah, those ivy leaves are really rather good, aren't they? I wonder if I've still got that cake decorating punch. I can't remember seeing it for a long, long time, if so. So that's that. Oh, that's cute. So these were, I think, sort of incense stick type things. That talk about simplicity. Beauty of simplicity. Corrugated cardboard, that's waste. These were sort of bamboo scented sticks. I think they probably came from a certain Swedish furniture store, chopped up to make a little Christmas tree. It's just Happy Christmas stamp there. Simple, but really quite pleasing and dimensional, and you know, all those things I like. Rough edges, simple little brush of gesso down one side. Yeah, happy with that. What else have we got? Father Christmas. Yeah, this is another funky junky tag. Just some die cuts. There's crackle texture in the background there. You've seen that in the Simple Summer stencil series, putting crackle paste through stencils. Happy smiles and twinkling eyes. He's lovely. Don't know what stamp he is. Don't know where he came from. Can't remember him at all. Might be a Tim Holtz one. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there knows. Oh, look, gold. That's, I wonder if buffing that would bring back some of the shine. That is gold embossing powder, inked as well. I think that would bring back the shine. Yes, look, it's starting to gleam a little more. If I did that with some kitchen towel, I will do that. So yeah, gold embossing on those stars, on that die cut word. That will do for the 6th of January, the arrival of the 3 kings. If you want to hear about my crazy, not Christmas thoughts, that's in the previous episode. Oh, I do like that one. See, that's neutral again. Should have mounted that onto some cardboard. I didn't back in those days. It's warped a little bit. I could now glue it onto some cardboard. This is an artistic outpost stamp from when I was on the design team for them. I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Robert Frost. Very nice. Just simple. So people have asked about, do things break? Yeah, they do. So there's a twig, and I'll tell you what else. This is something I was saying in a comment just the other day when we were gluing things in a few minutes of fun the other day. Somebody suggested a hot glue gun. And I said, I don't much like hot glue guns because I find that over time it kind of dries out and doesn't glue anymore. That is a twig that I can see was glued with a hot glue gun and has dried out and isn't gluing anymore. Whereas all these other ones that have been glued down with regular acrylic glue are still going strong after all these years. That's a twig glued down with a regular kind of glue, and that's fine. This one clearly wants some re-gluing if I want to keep those twigs there. Don't know which direction they went in. I can see from the glue dots that it probably went something like that. I'll see if I want to do repairs on that. Mind you, it has been at the bottom. Oh, see, remember that Christmas tree that I said was a Christmas decoration from a dollar store? Where is it? It's that kind of thing. And you can really pick those up very cheaply, little wooden ornaments, especially here in the Czech Republic. Maybe it's not so easy to get elsewhere, but you know, you can find that kind of thing. And then that's just really simple. You could with your tape box hang one of those in the center of it, or use it as the vignette on top. All sorts of options for that. I'm deliberately leaving these folding ones till last because I know I'm going to have to fiddle with those. So that's, again, just some very simple stamping. There's a little bit of, I don't know if you can see the sheen of that crackle glaze there. Vintage style stamp. This, again, is Christmas decorations from the dollar store, just ripped up and put on. That's plastic greenery. Not wild about that, but it probably predates my years of having the Tim Holtz greenery dies, which are the ones I would probably now use. A small size of those. But that's quite a charming little tag. And these two, these are definitely Funky Junky inspired, because I remember Linda showing us the folded tags. So this is a large tag folded in triplicate to create a little gift wallet. Really, really simple. Fastened mine with twine, of course. I've put some little pine cones on the top, and if I open it out, you'll see it's a tag shape. It is just a tag that has been folded. This one's got lots of lovely sheeny shimmer. No idea what created that anymore. Stamping pine branches, stamping the pine cones, A Joyful Christmas. I think these are all Tim Holtz stamps. And yeah, so it's the same on the front and back. All you have to do is fold it over, and you've got a brilliant little gift voucher wallet, little card. This one's slightly different. From the heart, it says there. I haven't even bothered fastening this one. I think originally I had the twig so that you could kind of tuck the top bit down behind the twig. From the heart, this gift comes. And again, you'll see, oh, it's a thank you card. This one says thank you on the inside. There's the stamping of the pine branch, layers of snowflakes. I think I just took Linda's idea and went further. So yeah, these are embossed with silver embossing powder, obviously, over texture paste. Again, you've seen me put embossing powder over texture paste in the Simple Summer Stencil series. So it's applying all those things that we've been doing, simple ink splotching, distress ink. So yeah, two rather nice little gift wallets. I think we're at the bottom of the crate. Look at that. Excellent. Now all I have to do is decide on my 21 tags. I don't think any of these are going to make the cut, to be honest, for the pin board. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch last week's. I do, but there are ideas here that I should go back and revisit. I love this dangling plaque here, for instance. I will save up more sellotape rolls because I want some more of these. I must get my embossing powders out again and have a proper play with those. Simple little gift wrap delights that you can create for people. It really lifts the boringness of a gift voucher or giving money, which we, you know, lots of us do. I do it with my niece and nephew. I know that they know what they want to get, and it's just much simpler if they can go and get it for themselves and get the right thing. But rather than just hand over an envelope with money in, I think, you know, create a little bit of gift wrap magic for them. So I'll dive in for some little close-ups on these so that you can have another peek at anything that inspired you. And I'll be back next week for a final instalment of these festive Tag Tuesdays. There will be not only the 24 Advent tags, but because it'll be Christmas Eve, some extra little treats in store at that point. So I hope you'll join me then. Do leave any comments or questions down below. I'm not going to try and link all the products for this. I'll link videos of interest that are connected to things that went on here. And yeah, I hope you'll have a great week. I'll see you hopefully for a few minutes of fun on Saturday, but if not, back for some more Tag Tuesday next week. Thank you so much for watching, and happy crafting all.